Okay, hi guys, welcome back to yet another video on my channel. um, this video will be highlighting setting up our network utilizing the IPv6 method. Right, so here you can see my three networks already planned out. You just need to configure each device. So I have a network 1 here, network 2, and we have network 3, which basically is the network between both routers here. Now on top here you can see basically each network I have the IP version 6, but it's written in shorthand. So here's a good idea of how it actually looks in a long format. Right, so basically what happens is, because there are so many zeros here, it breaks down into basically two semicolons to facilitate that, right? So if you get rid of all these zeros, it basically means the same thing, right? And because you have three zeros in front of a number, you can remove it, and you have three zeros in front here, you can remove it, and then you have a zero in front of this here, so you can remove it. So that's basically how you write IPv6 into shorthand. Alright, so now let's move on to why we are here, and let's begin setting up our network. So we'll start with network 1 with our network address here, 2001 DB811, and then, well, obviously I told you the zeros, so this is the network address there with all the zeros at the end. Alright, so let's begin configuring our networks. So what I'll do is start with the PCs. We'll go here, go to IP configuration, and we can just type out 2001 DB811, and we'll give our first PC 10, and we can go 64, and then we have to give it a default gateway, which obviously will be 1, as I may have mentioned. So what we could do is just copy this here. Right, we could just copy this here, paste, and put it as 1. Right, so our default gateway will be the IP version 6 address on our router's interface. Right, so we can close this. Let's go to PC2 here, desktop IP configuration. We can paste, give this 11/64, and default gateway again is 1. Right, close that. We can go over here to PC3 one time. Right, and basically we have this address, network address here. This time we are changing this one to a 2, and we can give the 10 here as well, /64, and this default gateway would be 2 semicolon colon, sorry, and this will be 1. Right, and PC4 would be the same thing. We give this 11/64, and this would be 1. Right, so all our PCs are configured with the IP addresses. I could have done this first, but let's connect each device. So fast Ethernet 0, we'll put this on 0/2. We'll put this on 0/3. Yeah, connection from our switch to the router. So it was 0/1 on interface 0/0. And we'll do the same connections over here. 0/2. 3, connect here on 0/0, and what we do is connect our routers on 0/1, right? So just pull this out so it can be seen clearer, right? So okay, so now that we have our PCs configured, let's move on to setting up our router. So let's open our router and let's go to CLI, you press enter. Right, now the first thing we need to do is enable IPv6 on the router. Right, so just very simple command we just have to type in. First, let's get into our global configuration, conf-t, and what we're going to do is type IPv6 address, unicast dash routing. Right, and what we can start doing now is setting up our interface. So we could do int fast ethernet 0/0, and we'll give it IPv6 address. So IPv6 add, you can type add, and then we can put in our address. So for this interface, it will be 2001 db8.1.1.1. Right, remember that is our gateway, and what we're doing is putting /64 for the subnet mask. Press enter. You're gonna hit no shutdown. Press enter, and we can exit and copy run start to save our config. Sorry, so let's need to exit again first. So copy, run, start. Right, so 0/0 is configured on router 1. Let's go into router 2. We go CLI. We won't be doing that now. So let's go conf-t. And same thing we need to do here. IPv6 unicast dash routing, and give our give our interface f0/0, and set our IPv6 address here. So IPv6 address 2001 db8.1.2.1/64. Right, again no shutdown. I'm gonna hit exit again, and then we're going to save our config. Copy, run, start. Right, so that's our both interfaces, our 0/0 interfaces on either router has been configured. Right, so we have one more thing to configure on the router, and that's the communication. Well, not yet. We need to set up the IP version. We need to set up the interfaces of 0/1. Right, and remember I have a separate network for this, so let's go back in now. So you're already in. Let's go back into our global config. Right, what we're going to do this time is pull up our interface f0/1, and we're going to give this our IP address of 2001 db8 1, let's see, right, 1 3, and we're going to give this 1/64. Right, we're going to do no shutdown on this interface as well. You can hit exit, and copy, run, start. Right, and let's go to router 2 and do the same thing. Conf t interface F0/1, IP version 6, address, and it'll be 2001 db8. We're going to go 1 3, and we're going to say 2 this time. So let's forget our colon, and we're going to say 2/64. Right, we're going to hit enter, and we're going to hit no shutdown again, and we're going to exit, and copy, run, start. Right, so our configuration for each interface on our router, the interface connecting to our switch, and the interfaces connected between each router. Now let's do a simple test, because remember we still have one more thing to do. Well, let's just do a test just to show how things are working. So let's see if communication between PC1 and PC2 is happening. So yes, that is successful. Let's try PC1 to PC4. Notice it has failed. That's because we need to set up static routes. If you remember, in one of my previous videos, we were doing static routes. We had to create a static route between each router so that it's able to send communication across the network to communicate with. Let you say PC4 needs to send a packet to PC1, and there needs to be some kind of communication happening there. So let's go back into router 1 and start configuring our static route. Okay, so let's go to router 1. Let's go back in conf t. Right, and what we're going to do, enter to, you're going to set up the route. So we're going to go IP version 6. I need to enter F0/1. Then we're going to go IP version 6 route. And what we're going to do is get the network address for over here, which is 2001 db8 1 2 :/64, and we're gonna tell it anything that's coming to here pass through this address, right? So 2001 db8 1 3 2. Right, remember that's the interface over here. So anything that needs to come from here needs to pass through this interface and connect to here. That's basically what it's telling this is telling it to do. So you click enter, and you can hit exit and copy, run, start. Alright, and we need to go over to router 2 to do the same thing. Alright, so conf t, you need to go on our interface 0/01, and we're gonna hit IP version 6 route, and this time we are going to do anything that needs to go to this address from here, 200db8 1 1. So that's the network over here. If you need to communicate over here, pass through this address, db8 1 3 1. Press enter. You're gonna hit exit, copy, run, start. Right, and let's do that test we did earlier again. So we're going to take a packet. Right, we're going to take a packet from PC0 and try to send a packet to PC4. And there you can see it's successful. So let's try it. I try it on PC2 to PC3. There you can see it's successful. And that brings us to the end of this demonstration. Thank you for listening, and have a good one.